If you would have told me that Samuel Jackson and Jeremy Renner was in a movie together before Avengers came out, I would have looked you in the face and called you a liar. Never thought it would happen. Never heard the two acting together. I ain't know who Jeremy Renner was before he was Hawkeye. Well, there's a movie that came out in 2003, the time of the Spider-Man wave and X-Men wave, called S.w.a.t. And this movie has Jeremy Renner in it, has Samuel Jackson in it, has them going against each other, kind of like in the Avengers movie. Before Jeremy Renner, who he was today, and Samuel Jackson, always been Samuel Jackson, and on this movie, which I was surprised to see these actors in it and a bunch of other actors, I was bored, also on the edge of my seat, also entertained, let down, picked up, and just on an emotional ride to the point where I was like, not sure how I feel about this movie. But I know what my grade is. It just didn't expect that. What a ride. And And today I'm going to review the movie S.w.a.t. from 2003. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Zakka. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Zakka, and what's Movie Breakdowns? A movie review series. We look at new and old movies, give them a grade, A through F, plus and minus if you count. And there's a movie you want me to review, let me know. Please put in the comment section below, and I get to it the best I can. Also, Patreon/Zakka, and when you ask me to review on my Patreon, you're paying for it, you get to cut in front of everybody else, and I get to that review immediately. Also, give a shout out to Tyler Phoenix. He is my Patreon member, and he asked me to review. I'll go get the reviews for him. So if you want to be like Tyler Phoenix, join my Patreon. It's only $2 a month to jump in front of everybody else who requests reviews. And they have another tier, it's a $7 tier, where you get trade reaction, trade reviews, and much more other stuff. But let's go ahead and get into today's episode of S.w.a.t. for 2003, starring Samuel L. Jackson and Colin Farrell as Street, who's the main character. Samuel Jackson comes in. He's also another character named Hondo. And first starts on this movie. It is an emotional train ride on what to expect from a good movie to a bad movie. Like, you go from this movie is over the top, acting's over the top. Some people are just doing too much with their line work that doesn't need to have that kind of inflection for. And then other ones are just like, okay, I like this. I like the teamwork. I like the gathering the team. This is nice. This is fun. And then it goes to, this is a escort movie, and it's now getting boring to me. Well, it's okay. That's not a smart decision. Alright. And here we are. Yawn. But the people getting together and the characters, it was exciting. But the escort and the bad guy and the Interpol and the millions of dollars is boring me. It's asleep. The movie is a mixture. It is a mixture of a movie. Opening's interesting. I feel like Jeremy Renner and Colin Farrell acting was over the top at the beginning of the movie, but the opener was interesting. It drags you in, pulls you in. You're thinking it's going to be a revenge film, which end up kind of becoming a revenge film where the teammates used to be on the same team, and then they're going against each other. So you're thinking that's going to happen, and then it jumps and then introduce Samuel Jackson. Now you know, okay, well, it's not the revenge thing because Samuel Jackson's in there, and now we're getting a team together, Avengers. Getting the team together, and then from there, we gotta do an escort thing. After you show the team can work together, then you get the escort thing, but also have a guy who's gonna betray the team because money, and it's a lot going on here. A lot going on, and it really like I said, put you on an emotional train ride. This movie is 1 hour and 57 minutes long. So almost 2 hours. And the train ride from emotions, because beginning of the movie I was like, they're over the top acting right now. Especially Reggie, what's his last name? Reggie Cathy, or Reg E. Cathy. His acting, and he plays Lieutenant Vasquez. His acting is over the top. And some of the lines, I'm like, dude, what movie are you in? Because I feel like you're in a different movie than Samuel Jackson. But then when Jeremy Renner's character and Colin Farrell's character get into it and their acting, I was like, you guys have been directed in a way that seems too over the top. But the opening was interesting. And then, like I said, when you get Samuel Jackson into it, it really takes a different tone of the movie. So what is this movie about? It's about a guy named Jim Street who was on a SWAT team with his teammate Brian Gamble, who was played by Jeremy Renner. They're on the same team together, and they have to stop a bank heist. And Gamble decides to shoot shoot a woman in her shoulder to kill the bad guy and save everybody. So he ended up injuring a hostage, and they also went against protocol and decided to do this on their own. Because of this, they get demoted. Gamble leaves the SWAT team, leaves the force, and Street goes work the cage. Well, while Street is working the cage after 6 months, Hondo comes back from, I don't know where he went, but he comes back, reappear, and decide to get a SWAT team together. And for some reason, the police commissioner got it out for Hondo, so he lets Hondo create his own team, but pretty much make the misfits. Like, they're like the lowest of the low. They go do the dirty work, and anything happens, they get blamed for, and the commissioner gets his butt clean. Suicide Squad. But Hondo sees Street, and Street knows a bunch of stuff that kind of piques Hondo's interest, so Hondo decides to bring Street along with him to recruit other characters such as LL Cool J and Michelle Rodriguez characters. They get recruited, as well as 2 other people that kind of pick on Street. You get to see their lifestyle, their differences, and they come together and make a cohesive team, and you're thinking, oh man, we got a band together, which the teamwork scenes and them getting together and working together is pretty cool. You feel for a team, you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be it. Also, I'm glad that this movie did not do Michelle Rodriguez's character and Colin Farrell's character get into a relationship. I'm glad they didn't do that. It was just like 2 teammates who are cool with each other, because I did not want that. I was like, we got a badass female character. Please do not make her in a relationship with the main protagonist. Don't do it. I'm glad they didn't do it. They just like, we're teammates for bonding. Cool beans. Because we did get a whole girlfriend scene with Street's character that didn't really add to the movie. It didn't add to anything. I guess it pushed her that Street was down and out, but he's not really down and out. He's still with the force. Gamble's the one who's more down and out. But okay. So you have the team getting together. They do a bunch of like tests and objections and training to objectives, not objections, but objectives and training to become a solid team. They won the test. They are now official. And after one mission, they get pulled in to take care of this dude named Alex Montel. Alex Montel, who is like this gang lord who's wanted in 20 different countries. They get the task of escorting him from their Los Angeles prison to the like big federal prison in California. And when Alex gets put in handcuffs and getting sent to like the holding area, he tells the media, I'll give somebody $150 million to whoever breaks me out. So 150 million, everybody's like, ooh, that's a lot of money. All the gangs around Los Angeles decide to get together and they try to help get Alex out, and the SWAT team got to get him from point A to point B, and also pretty much not get caught, shot, killed, and get the job done clean and easy. Unfortunately, one of the teammates betrays the rest of the SWAT members and joins with Gamble, who comes back because reasons. I don't know how those 2 characters know each other. We just assume they did. Matter of fact, take it back. They was beginning the movie as a quick scene where the character, cause the dude looks like the guy from Saturday Night Live. Josh Charles, who plays McCabe, which is not the guy. I want to say Andy Samberg. He kind of reminds me of Andy Samberg for some reason, but it's not him. But yes, so McCabe, because at the beginning of the movie he was admirer of Gamble and Street, he told Gamble, like, hey, we'll get this money and get this out, and we'll get Alex through. So he betrays the team for money, and at the end of the day, the SWAT team wins. Alex goes to jail. Gamble and McCabe dies. That's SWAT. It's a little more interesting than that, but that's the point of the movie. Before I get into actors and actresses, I want to talk about the budget. So this movie had a budget of $80 million. It made worldwide $207 million. So they got their money back. They really got their money back. I had never heard this movie until watching it recently. Now let's get to the cast. Samuel Jack, well, one, because I think this is important. This movie is directed by Clark Johnson, and writers were Robert Hammer, Ron Mita, and Jim McCain. The reason I talk about them because the dialogue in this movie, it's over the top, it's unnecessary at times, it's ridiculous. Matter of fact, before I even jump into the cast, I want to talk about some of the dialogue here. Where are the quotes? Here we go. This is from IMDb. Hondo. How can I trust a man who won't eat a good old-fashioned American hot dog? Shriek. He's a vegetarian. You know what they say? This is Hondo. You're either SWAT or not. Chris. You want to come to my house? Shriek. Well, that was easy. Chris. My kid's having a birthday party tomorrow. What? And the context behind that, Street and Chris and the rest of the team went out with drinks that night. So that's a part of the movie, went out for drinks, and then she invited him to their house the next day. And I'm just like, what? Why would you? Okay. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of quotes here. This is a lot. Alice Montel. What do you make? $66,000 a year? Street. Not even with overtime. Alice Montel. Ha, loser. The dialogue in this movie is not the best. It is actually one of the worst things for this movie that hurt the movie. But let's go and get in the cast. Samuel Jackson, who plays Hondo, it's Samuel Jackson. What more do you want from him? It's Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson, badass. Colin Farrell played Jim Street. Street was a character I felt like Colin did a good job bringing to life. I can see Street's motivation. The only thing that really didn't matter to me was like the girlfriend part. I was like, that was unnecessary, but Street just wanted to kind of redeem himself and say like, I'm good for the SWAT team, and this is my chance to really get back into it. After he kind of rats out his best friend, teammate at the beginning of the movie, and he said he didn't rat him out, but why did, Gamble leave and get mad at him when Street was insinuating that I'm going to do it? Like, come on, guys. Michelle Rodriguez as Chris Sanchez, but she was cool, badass character, did a great job. LL Cool J as Deke, he was fine. LL Cool J. Josh Charles as McCabe, thought he was okay. Jeremy Renner as Brian Gamble, he was cool as well. Alex Martinez as Alex Montel. He was okay playing the bad dude. Was nothing wrong with him. Brian Van Holt as Boxer. He was cool. Reggie Cathy, who played Valquez. I feel like Cathy went over the top of his character. His lines, and they didn't have any of his lines on there from the list I was looking at, were just over the top, ridiculous. Like I feel like he was overacting in this movie. And when you listen to it, it's like almost super cheesy to the point where it sounds like it's a different movie than what is going on here. Larry Poindexter as Thomas Fuller, Captain Thomas Fuller. He's not the commissioner, he was the captain. But when you see Larry Poindexter character, he did a good job making the character like a jerk. Like you want to punch Fuller in the face because the stuff he was putting the team through. Thought he did a good job. And then shout out to Paige Kennedy, who plays in Blue Mountain State. He was Travis in this movie. And I just thought it was cool that he was in this. Actually, see here, double check that. There it is. That's right, his radon in Blue Mountain State. Exactly, that's what I thought. So, yeah, the cast is fun, cast is cool. Now, other things I want to talk about, this movie is 2003. So the music is going to definitely be of that time. You also got the techno, robotic rave kind of music playing that's like only for that era of movies, like the early 2000 era movies, where I think the shift starts changing, like the teens, like 2010s on up. Like the only kind of music you hear is like the music you're gonna hear from that era when it comes to these movies. And it's kind of hard to describe. Like, you know, you watch that 2000 movie when you hear that music, kind of like a rave club music kind of things, like techno. It's weird. I don't know how to describe it, but it's cool. And the cast is solid. The acting, I feel like the writing and directing for them was over the top. And really, the beginning was okay. The middle part really brings you in, and the ending of this movie kind of just lets you down. It's not a good ending. It's really just meh, and at most times I was yawning through it. The escort stuff is just And I do like the fact that they try to build the bad guy up on the side while the team was getting together. But really, besides the interaction of them just escorting him, it really wasn't much anything. Like, it wasn't really much anything. I do like some things where like they show how the media reacts to police, and every time they show the police doing something that like wasn't a good light, where you know the police officers weren't bad people, the SWAT team wasn't bad people. It was just like the action that was getting shown looked like it looked bad in the light of PR, but they didn't really have a PR person to try to say like, no, this is what really going on, this is what happened. It was just like, oh, the police are shooting each other, when in reality it was a bad guy who dressed up like the police, shooting at the police had to shoot back. Like, they didn't really, I feel like they were just trying to like be a social thing they want to bring to light in 2003, but it didn't really hit hard because there's nothing about that really added to the story. And also like the same thing with the girlfriend, nothing about that added to the story. And that's what I feel about this movie. Like, there's certain stuff that happened that was good, and certain stuff that's like, eh. Alright, grading time. Or sorry, this is a Friday night movie. Yeah, it's a Friday night movie. Watch with your friends and family. Y'all might enjoy this movie, you might not, but it's a cool movie to watch together with people. And grading time. I'm going to grade the movie S.w.a.t. from 2003. A C. It's a C movie. It's definitely not C plus, and it is entertaining to watch at certain points, but the ending really kind of let you down, and some of the plot points threw in didn't really add together. But the cast is solid. I think it's over the top at times, but the cast is solid. And the beginning, I should say not the ending, but the beginning really drags you in a little bit. It makes you think like, okay, what we got here, let's give this movie some time. The middle's like, all right, cool, we're in this. And then the ending's like, okay. And I think if I would have watched this movie in 2003, I think I probably would have gave it a C+. But this movie is a C. Not a C-. I was on the edge of it, but it's a C. Solid C. I think the cast really saved this movie, because the cast are strong characters. And they really, that teamwork, middle part of the movie, really grabs you in. An hour and 57 minutes long. It doesn't really need to be an hour and 57 minutes. They could have shaved off 15 minutes, but it was fine. It's a fine movie. It's okay. It's a C. If you've seen the movie S.w.a.t. from 2003, what did you think? Please put in the comment section below. Other than that, see you guys in the next episode of Movie Breakdowns, and keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, you want to see what else I'm doing in my normal life and other things that's going on, please follow me on Instagram at Ali_Zakka. I'll put it right here around my face. Yep, right there. Also, if you want more episodes of Movie Breakdowns or Grind Towards Success or whatever it is I'm doing on YouTube, you know what? Follow my page right here, like I said before, the little comment thing right there, And then you can watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns right here, and watch the last episode of Grind Towards Success right there. Other than that, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all. See y'all next time. Keep being awesome.